Well, here we are, the Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nal Hutta, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot. It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nal Hutta's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
That bad? I didn't think anything could compel you to bathe.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Beodur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
Not everyone who came to Nar Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians, and the Jedi. Left a lot of people wandering the galaxy. Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice. Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers, so others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy. It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive. I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's gonna find us here.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa. While she walks upon the Smuggler's Moon, she is not to be harmed. Observe her, track her, but do not eclipse her movements, or I shall eclipse yours. You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
Dawachosimu poindorakawa ichirendumo paramakawana abawasi. Yukroren man mapusichi nolara.
Honto no saka, jita bedwana maticha, kichu no kada mirenito. Renfiloso ni heku chupanaret atamakcha.
Taranamo sibu endasarans, crema sunkun ratungala, chawi mo jubu inkosoracha. Bo mababe wanto susintu mukarata. Tu es rectonatada ber mabar chokto. Torenibu inturata sisi meborokra.
Request. If KoTOR's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
Kavadumpe masuraku popayi botenya tachimorota kamsa javaskobo sabjo rigiso karvenokso mochitosa sagrindeo kichuno cada mirenito renfiloso ni heko chupanaret atamakcha Tahupo botenya go jucho picha gwen taba ni sochu norotoga protolala shishi jubadosa jibacha ratak mansan tokosha na chitolo.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
Doveri nincha yonona shitasa chuch. Doveri nincha yonona shitasa chuch. Goli rosodish. Ranta kras mobas.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Never have I been to a place so alive with the Force, yet so dead to it. The contrast is like a blade.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours. Sure, most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think. Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact, while we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system. No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the Exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of. Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad. All right then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you. Then just being here should be enough. People in the refugee sector don't tend to ask too many questions. We should be safe enough. There should be a central trading hub up ahead. Their stock's probably not the best, but they may have some things worthwhile. Well, that means finding either a bounty hunter, a ranking member of the Exchange, or someone willing to talk, none of which are too appealing. Bounty hunters in the Exchange are going to want to shoot you, and someone who is willing to talk to anyone, which means trouble.
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi. The intentions of the thugs of this moon are of no consequence.
This bounty poses a threat to her. We do not need two beasts at our back when the Sith are enough.
I agree. They're nothing more than a distraction. But even a distraction may prove fatal at a critical moment. We must protect her.
I do not wish your support, Dark Jedi. Your words only undermine my arguments.
If you are so certain of your path, then do what you will, servant of Atris. It makes no difference.
It's up to you. There's bound to be someone in the sector willing to spill their guts for a credit or two.
Finding a Jedi, or anyone else touched by the Force here, will be difficult. The mass of people, the rush of their emotions. It makes detection difficult. But this moon does not get any smaller while we wait. This sector is as good as any place to begin our search, so let us begin.
Well, if we're gonna search a moon of a few billion inhabitants for one Jedi that even our own can't sense, might as well start as soon as possible. Alright, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink its thrust into my landing pad! Yeah? Well, this is the first I've heard of it. Hutts don't do business down there. This is exchange territory. I got a ship that's supposed to dock on this pad any hour now. What am I gonna do?
No! Look, you can't keep us trapped in the refugee sector. We can't survive there. You've got us locked in.
Time to take you down the side.
This will teach you.
Thanks for your help. They would have crippled me for sure. Well, they work for the Exchange, for a Quarren named Visquis. He's looking to step up in the Exchange. The only language the Exchange respects is money, so Visquis is trying to increase his profits by using the refugees here in Nar Shaddaa as a cheap labor force. We're only good to him as slaves and merchandise. He wants to keep us in one place, so he can control us. That's always been the way. Well, except lately. The Exchange has been clamping down on the refugee sector hard, and I've no idea why. They've started kidnapping people, hurting others, but there seems to be no reason to it. You don't. He comes to you. If he's got reason to. Either because you can help him out, or because you're making trouble. Either way, it's not a good thing. Whatever your reasons, thanks.
Spare a few credits, friend. Much appreciated, friend. Life's hard in the refugee sector, and this should go a long way to helping. All right. I don't know much beyond the refugee sector here, but I can share what I know. This sector's filled with refugees from the Jedi Civil War, and even as far back as the Mandalorian Wars. Refugees and war veterans both, and anyone else who was rendered homeless by the war. The Jedi destroyed planets across the galaxy, and here's where the wreckage ended up. That's two names for one thing. It's difficult to tell in the crossfire, and the Sith were led by Jedi. In the end, it didn't make much difference. A lot of space lanes cross at Nar Shaddaa, and once here, it's hard to move on. Even fighter pilots from the war can't get work at the docks. The freighter crews are full up. There's no work here and no way out, unless you want to become a hired muscle for the Exchange, or work in a Hutt slave camp. No, should I? He doesn't sound like a Hutt. What, is he a bounty hunter or an Exchange boss? Jedi Master? There aren't any Jedi Masters in the galaxy, let alone on Nar Shaddaa. This place is a cesspit, with the Exchange and the Hutts stabbing their claws into everything. But you know, I did hear something about a bounty on Jedi, though. Something the Exchange posted. Doesn't matter, though. Aren't any more Jedi around, so no one's going to be collecting that bounty. You're lying. You're mad. A Jedi wouldn't come to the... You're serious. You're telling the truth. What are you doing here? Are you trying to get us out of this place? Please, you have no idea what life is like here. Of course. Of course. Tell me, what else did you want to know, Jedi? Not much to say, except it's a high price. You need to find a bounty hunter to get more, and they've been pretty scarce lately. You might have more luck trying to find someone connected to the exchange. And I don't mean some spaceport muscle, I mean someone connected. No idea. Could be one of them crossed the exchange, and they're looking for revenge on all of them. Well, they tend to lay low. To be honest, it's like with bounty hunters. You may need to do something to get their attention. Look, Jedi, before you go, I know you probably didn't come here to save us, but I knew Jedi during the war, and I know that they always helped when they could. If I can help you, even just by keeping an ear out, I can let you know if I hear anything. I'll do that then. I'll come seek you out if I hear anything I think you might want to know.
I saw what you did to those exchange thugs, stranger. Can you spare a few credits, maybe help another refugee in need? Thank you, stranger. I won't forget your kindness.
Why did you do such a thing? Such kindnesses will mean nothing. His path is set. Giving him what he has not earned is like pouring sand into his hands. And would that be a kindness? What if by surviving another day he brings a greater darkness upon another? The Force binds all things. The slightest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. Even an act of kindness may have more severe repercussions than you know or can see. By giving him something he has not earned, perhaps all you have helped him become is a target. Seeing another elevated often brings the eyes of others who suffer. And perhaps in the end, all you have wrought is more pain. And that is my lesson to you. Be careful of charity and kindness, lest you do more harm with open hands than with a clenched fist. Very well, but mind what I have said. Use your power, but in its proper place.
Geraktada cemense bengar rukutoto unde chuchmataso benkisha manensitse. Fela dibono ta munikranaktada. Terewana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dai rento ron kawrekare papanala ranshinga. Derache wemenoto torere senesenten.
Tien, it's Beador, 12th Engineering Division out of Eodoria. I worked with you in the hangar bays on the Solemn Oath.
Terewana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dai rento ron kawrekare papanala ranshinga. Derache wemenoto torere senesenten. Der rento ron to wakare kwe wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan korsada nane gra dalunota choloren.
Tien, we are already in trouble. In some ways, the war is not yet over, and our enemies seek us even now.
Terewana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dai rento ron kawrekare papanala ranshinga. Derache wemenoto torere senesenten. Terewana jun konata della raguno tunna. Dai rinto ron kawre kare papanala ranchinga. Derace wemenoto torere senesensen. Te vaka reware. Sumukun chere nurigrom. Mone dere riba kono dos. Barinkeshka bunsa telanzomenta tasa. Der rinto runto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan korsadara nane gra dalonuta choloren. Charanana gundoso remina che l'orakto guru kattada. Fiadra tora pada no ringatel camarada telefibu nubu de karana chenirara.
If we needed to, Tien may be able to modify our ship's transponder codes.
Terewana jun konata della raguno antunna. Dai rinto ron kawre kare papanala ranchinga. Derace wemenoto torere senesensen. Terewana jun konata della raguno antunna. Dai rinto ron kawre kare papanala ranchinga. Derace wemenoto torere senesensen. Der rinto runto wakare kwe wap gerebu. Nenso telepachan korsadara nane gra dalonuta choloren. Charanana gundoso remina che l'orakto guru kattada. Fiadra tora pada no ringatel camarada telefibu nubu de karana chenirara. Ona jun senesensen drawice canel commercio telefibu nolot.
And what did she want?
Nothing. Just answers to some questions.
It's okay. I already know she's a Jedi.
You do? Then why?
Trust me, Nar Shaddaa just got complicated.
Graci ubaci kompadwana muska na boska wamba. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanjiuma. Bornaci nimsopo maranka wongo kumbiaste. Tonga buga shama zanini chonkai chitera ritsa sabata. Tiumpe, dove punta crita gino muleranni bono. Chiret kurangata inkuntanga waikerevo tawa yatoka ulwan. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwan jiuma. Muliwrawa iberendia tia Wishnu nunga se utati ramata mandrakotu sa minaringkadin.
Malampas tarawando krimogawan. Kurmaka trakta vashambash. Joruga komoshi. Juto manshi dakajim. Jona yurturanga chiwi ita. Vamos limo podalmawanga kun. Bis mula rabest. Bani sukokran, joka mata storch ban locha.
Jun sobe me rapa, no kuma randisa mak chiksa. Kucha bak tong kinka mata kata. Chopa wanga kun not kat yutka kes.
Moga chi nota harempe wanachi, drum papa nakares magre. Kavadumpa ku papa yi mokata. Yuzuta monorcha des. Noma inso dizinko. Tahupo boteño go jucho picha, gwen tabani sochu, norotoga proto lala shishi, juba dosa jibacha, ratak mansan, tokosha na chitolo. Takam tuchis miku mogo graba, kechichu ida hodanga, mi paden, tuning tachu kun nibes, kavadumba ku. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo sabjo, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo sabjo, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo sabjo, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Bani sukokran, joka mata storch ban locha.
Gana we sorando krano bisoto, teranda bano, we hota chunda, chakuma jivo pakava chot labuda, smak toma, slimo mesoto.
Don Socho, chona nemagorta, don Runo Mishogani. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo sabjo, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo sabjo, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Dahil botenyo go jucho picha, gwem taba ni sochu, norotoga proto lalashishi, juwadosa jibacha, ratak mansan, tokosha na chitolo. Takam tuchis miku mogo graba? Kichichul ida hadanga, mi padeng, tuning tachu kun nibes, kavadumba ku. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo subjob, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Joana masaranka ma ramazurata, keso juskrita lorsa, yumacha fueko mikochira. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo subjob, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo. Dahil botenyo go jucho picha, gwem taba ni sochu, norotoga proto lalashishi, juwadosa jibacha, ratak mansan, tokosha na chitolo.
Dorota sinta unoto, putemali lichuna jichisca, un corda saboraco. Fasa susho wi, kana ina doka ches, kapato rondi loso chi rana dikpik, na ji ka chi a ubangta. Me koga rifti noso me mastolo, yokolo poi, buona muki. Crimso chi mapo hirembi kachapas pato, kruta mawi, tonapa makaret.
Heruhuta, Jinking, ni bobo, ni donjo. Chiret korangata inkung tanga waikerevo tawa, yato kauluan. Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa, bo bagaragawanda yaitua uluanjiuma. Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa, bo bagaragawanda yaitua uluanjiuma. Tarak krono king bolotonga chopa chavwa genro.
Dahil botenyo go jucho picha, gwem taba ni sochu, norotoga proto lalashishi, juwadosa jibacha, ratak mansan, tokosha na chitolo. Kavadumpe masuraku, popayi botenya, tachimorota kamsa, javaskobo subjob, rigiso karvenokso, mochitosa sagrindeyo.
please, look, I already paid the exchange what I have. But oh, look! Here's the one with your credits. About time. Look, these gentlemen are getting impatient.
That was generous of you. I do not know if Atris would have been so kind. She has taught that you do not help others by giving them what they can achieve themselves. I will be mindful of what you have said. It is not a lesson we were exposed to on Telos. Atris may seem harsh, but you dishonor her with such comments.
Are you crazy? That was exchange muscle. When they hear about this, they'll come back a dozen strong and tear you limb from limb. All right. What'd you want to know? Jedi Master? Are you crazy? There aren't any more Jedi running around, let alone Masters. But you're serious, aren't you? All right, well, look. If I were a Jedi, I'd be where I could help people. As for where that happens on Nar Shaddaa, I have no idea. The bounty hunters don't have any one place where they stick around. Best thing I can tell you is if you want to find one, get a bounty on your head and then wait. Are you serious? All right. I must be doing something right for you to come along and bail me out like you did.
Let's not make this a habit. I don't want your good nature rubbing off on me.